Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the rather colossal Stavros the Unwavering, brought to us by the fine folks over at Horsemen Studios and BBTS Toy Store, where this very figure is exclusive to, because fine folks over at Horsemen Studios made him specifically to help Big Bad Toy Store celebrate their, is it 20th or 25th anniversary? I'm not 100% sure on that, but at any rate, shout out to BBTS for kicking the booty for as long as they have been. I know I wouldn't have a lot of stuff on this channel if it weren't for them, so shout out to them for that. However, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right into meat and taters of this review. Take a look-see at all Stavros has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with some alt hands, because everybody loves those, except me. He's got a pair of open hands there. Some rather gummed up hinges, I might add. These are very tight. Ooh. That one works. And what about the other one? Oof. Not looking forward to the arthritis from that, but whatever. They work. Yay. We also get some back plugs, to which I ask why, because he's got pauldrons, and I think he already has back plugs in him. I don't know what these are for. Like, I know what they're for, like Kragnar from Cosmic Legions has them, but I think even the Whiplash dude, what's his name, Scourge, I almost think Arakagor got him too, but they're already like in the figures. If they don't come with 4 arms, these are not in the figures, so I don't understand why he comes with these. I guess you could put him in the pauldron ports, but that seems kind of stupid. He should have just come with a pair of fists instead of those. That said, speaking of stuff he probably shouldn't have come with, he comes with this little mace club thing, which we've seen time and time and time again with ogres. We're all over these weapons at this point, but we keep getting them. You can pop the end off there, and you can pop this little spike off. The colors might be different. It might have that black and red motif, but don't quote me on that. Either way, it's a rather boring accessory at this point. When we first got these, they were pretty metal, but now I'm just like, you know, I like something else, man. Like, we got that giant hammer with, what's his name? Ukjak, or Ukjak from Necronominus. Would be nice to get something else. That said, we do get the dragon sword in BBTS colors. That's pretty cool. I wish we got the flame effect. Instead of this, I would have taken the flame effect. So let me know what you guys think. Should we have gotten this or the flame effect? And should we have gotten these weird port thingies or some fist hands? I would have taken some fist hands and a flame effect. And maybe a $10 cheaper price tag. But I'm a cheapskate. What do you expect? Taking a closer look at Stavros here. He's got this cool tunic on, which is, I'm not going to say it's as nice as the Necronominus soft goods, but it's getting there. My guess is this guy was in production probably around the same time as Arakagor and them, because he uses the same parts. So that's pre-Necronominus. But at any rate, he's got the BBTS kind of logo hidden in the crest on the tunic there. And this tunic does just kind of Velcro on his back. It's not too bad looking. It is a little bright compared to how dark he is, and how well painted he is. Look at the freaking scales on this guy. It's gnarly, man. But maybe a darker red would have looked a little better, but I don't mind it. I think it's fine. He's got the tail sticking out of his butt. I would like to see them revisit this at some point, because it is just on that weird little hook there. Literally just hangs off his butt. So it would be nice if this was like an articulated disc hinge or something. I'm not even an articulation guy. I just think from a engineering standpoint, that's just better. But as far as his articulation goes, it's the same as any Dragaseer, Dragon Man, whatever character from this line, or with these parts, because he's not technically a Mythic Legion, but he technically isn't not a Mythic Legion either. He can look up, he can look down, he can look side to side, his mouth will open, you can see all the nice painted detail in there, like the teeth and the tongue and whatnot. His head will rotate. I kind of like to hunch the head forward. It shortens him up quite a bit, but gives him a nice kind of hunch look. The pauldrons do hinge up and down. I will say I did have to finagle this one to get it to move, but it moves. To pop the arm out, pop it back down, rotate it forward and back. He does have single elbows, but they're pretty tight. Can I get it to bend? Alright. So they'll bend about 90. Rotate. Swivel hinge wrist. Not the right hinge for holding weapons. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? He can lean back and forth, but it's going to be hindered by the soft goods a little bit. But it does work. Mostly in the waist. And then you do get some rotation down there, but on mine, the waist is like super tight. But it does work. It does work. And he does have the diaphragm joint too, which is significantly looser. Like by quite a bit, so be mindful of that. But thankfully the soft goods kind of do help hold it in place. So it's not like the loosest thing ever. His hips will kick forward. A little squeaky. Kick back. Ooh, very squeaky. These, of course, are wired. I did have to straighten out some wires, but nothing was like poking me. Nothing poked through the fabric on this guy, so that was a pleasant surprise. It seems to be better fabric. The wires seem to be better material as well, so they've definitely gotten better there. You can kick the legs out, back down, thigh swivel, single jointed knees. Give you about 90. It's got a swivel below the knee. Ooh. Swivel below the knee. Then he does have ball hinge ankles that will rotate. Hinge. Back and forth. And pivot. They do have peg holes at the bottom of the feet, but he seems pretty stable. I'm not going to lie. Mine, I think I got lucky with the ankles. I got some decent ankles. It should be worth noting, he doesn't have the typical ankles that a Rakagor and the other kind of scaly ogre scale figures have. He's actually got the bigger ankle balls, so maybe that's contributing to why he's able to stand as well as he is. Because he's got the bigger, thicker ankle balls there. They aren't like tight to where they feel like they're gonna snap or nothing, but they do feel a little bit more stable than the smaller ones. The smaller ones have always felt kind of loose to me, but these feel alright. I will say my left ankle appears to be looser than the right, but again, he's standing up. No, he's leaning back. He's standing up just fine. Using a tail as a bit of a tripod doesn't hurt either, so yeah, man, I dig this figure. I think he's pretty cool. Is he perfect? No, nothing in life is perfect. I mean, get over it. But I like him quite a bit. I was skeptical because I'd seen some reviews and wasn't too sure, but other than the accessories being a bit lacking, I do quite like this figure. I like him quite a bit. I enjoyed posing him. I actually had fun posing this figure. Some of these Dragaseer, like big ogre scale dudes, are a little trickier to pose, but this guy, he just seemed to fall into place, and I don't know, I just dig him. I don't know if he's going to be in my top figures of the year, but I'll consider it for now. It's pretty early on, and well, due to reasons, we'll say. I'm not entirely sure what is going to come out this year and what is not, so he could very well land a spot in my top 13 action figures of 2025, for all we know. But before we wrap this review up, so I can center him here, we're bringing our two regulars, the Mythic Legions by the Mandibolith, right here, who is just freaking dwarfed by this guy, and the infamous Unlimited Spawn, who is also going to be dwarfed by this guy because they are not Dragosier scale figures. So, yeah, that said, though, I think old Stavros here is a card-carrying member of the Men in Red and Black Club. He should be the bouncer of the Men in Red and Black Club. I wouldn't want to mess with this dude, would you? You would. You're crazier than I am. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the cumbersome nature of handling a figure such as this from the fine folks over at Horsemen Studios, I gotta be honest in saying that good old Stavros the Unwavering here is probably one of the best Dragon Men, or Dragosier, whatever you want to call them, figures the Horsemen have ever given us. And he ain't even from Mythic or Cosmic Legions. He is a one-off for the fine folks over at Big Bad Toy Store for kicking booty for the past 20 to 25 years. So congratulations to them for that, and congrats to Four Horsemen for making another quality entry into my collection of various assorted figurines from them. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. I'm a goofball, okay? So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.